Welcome to the deep dive. If you thought AI was moving fast, well, September 30th, 2025 just shifted things into another gear entirely.
We did.
We're diving into the big AI and tech developments from that day, and honestly, it feels like AI stopped politely knocking. It just kind of kicked the door down.
Yeah, hitting business, how we interact with tech, even global regulation all at once.
Exactly. And the sources we're pulling from today, top tech reports, business analyses, new regulatory docs, they all paint this picture of AI really embedding itself everywhere, high-stakes stuff.
Absolutely. It's becoming deeply synthesized into daily operations.
So our mission today, cut through that noise. We want to synthesize these big moves, from clever cost-cutting hacks to major companies restructuring, just to give you a clear, quick snapshot of where AI is heading right now.
Okay, where should we start?
Let's start right where the money changes hands, the commercial funnel, because OpenAI did something pretty interesting there.
Ah, yes, the shopping inside ChatGPT. They rolled out instant checkout across the U.S. for everyone.
Okay, so break that down. This isn't just clicking a link that takes me to, like, Amazon.
No, that's the key thing. You're buying a single item directly inside your normal ChatGPT conversation. There's literally a buy button.
Right there in the chat.
Right there. It's built on this open source thing called the Agentic Commerce Protocol. They worked with Stripe on it. Basically, it shoots your order details straight to the merchant.
Agentic Commerce Protocol. Okay, yeah. And Stripe's involved. Sounds efficient.
Very. It's a big move towards what some people call ambient commerce.
Ambient commerce. Define that quickly.
It just means shopping becomes almost invisible, totally frictionless. It happens wherever you are, like built into your conversation or your workflow. You don't need to consciously go to a store anymore.
Convenient. Maybe too convenient. But wait, if they're building this payment engine right into the chat, how do we trust the recommendations?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
OpenAI says whether a product has instant checkout won't affect its search ranking. But can they really maintain that separation, that wall?
Well, they have to say that, especially launching it. The sources suggest maintaining neutrality is, critical for trust right now, particularly with an open source protocol.
Because any hint of bias would kill it.
Instantly. It would undermine the whole agent. They're gambling that the revenue from making buying super easy outweighs the urge to, juice the results.
It's a massive gamble. Okay, so shopping gets easier, but creativity, that's getting weirder. Or maybe more personal. Let's talk Sora 2.
Yeah, this is where the privacy alarms start ringing. Loudly. OpenAI is reportedly building a new app for Sora 2. Think TikTok, but the videos are all AI generated.
Okay, short videos, personalized feed, AI made.
Up to 10 seconds long. But here's the kicker. The identity verification.
Ah, the facial recognition part. You have to scan your face to use it.
Yes, and by doing that, you're essentially allowing your likeness, your face, to be tagged and used as a character in other people's AI videos.
Wow. Hold on, so I could pop up in some random person's AI creation.
That's the idea. You're basically agreeing to be a digital extra, or maybe even a star, in anyone's generative movie.
It's almost, sets a precedent for mass identity licensing. Licensing my face to the collective AI imagination, that sounds unsettling.
Deeply unsettling to many, yeah. They're trying to normalize creating digital doubles, essentially, for cultural use.
Is there any control? Do you at least know when your face is used?
There is some transparency. You supposedly get notified if your likeness is used, even if the video just gets saved as a draft and not published.
A notification. It's something, I guess. But still.
It's a technical guardrail, maybe. An attempt to manage the potential for misuse. But it doesn't change the basic fact. Your digital identity becomes a resource for the platform.
Okay. Wild stuff on the consumer front, but all this power, all these models running, it costs a fortune, right? Which brings us to the efficiency problem, the utility bill.
Exactly. Inference costs. That's the quiet choke point for the whole industry. Every time someone uses the AI, it costs money to run. And for big models, that cost can just destroy your margins.
It's the hidden cost that can sink you. So how are the big U.S. labs dealing with this? Are they?
Well, the news here is actually coming out of China, DeepSeek. They might have just found a serious hack for this cost problem.
Oh, what did they do?
They announced DeepSeek v3.2-XPS. It uses a new architecture, something called Sparse attention, combined with a lightning indexer. Fancy terms, but basically...
Well, translate that for us. What does it mean for the bottom line?
It means it could drastically cut the computing power needed for each API call. The claim. Early tests show it runs at half the usual cost.
Half? Serious?
That's the claim. If it holds up, it's huge.
So this isn't just about getting more GPUs anymore. Efficiency becomes an architecture problem.
Precisely. It shifts the whole competitive landscape. Suddenly, cost discipline is baked into the model design itself. U.S. labs either have to figure out something similar, technically, or just keep bleeding cash on influence.
Wow. Okay, speaking of technical leaps, Anthropic also made a big move. Not just cost, but capability, endurance even.
Yeah, Claude Sonnet 4.5.
Yeah.
And the headline feature isn't just smarts, it's stamina, especially for coding.
Stamina.
How so? This new model can apparently code on its own for up to 30 hours.
30 hours. Continuous coding.
30 hours. Compare that to Claude Opus 4, which tapped out around 7 hours. It's a massive jump.
That's not an assistant anymore. That's like an entire outsourced dev team working nonstop for almost a week's worth of human hours.
Pretty much. And Jared Kaplan, one of Anthropic's co-founders, even said Sonnet 4.5 is currently better than their high-end Opus model at following instructions and actually, using your computer to do things.
So it's built for these marathon tasks, accelerating software development like crazy.
Exactly.
And that kind of hyper-efficiency, that automation, it feeds directly into what we're seeing with jobs, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The gains aren't theoretical anymore. We're seeing direct links to job cuts.
Lufthansa, for example.
A very clear, very direct example this month, cutting 4,000 admin jobs in Germany.
And their reason was pretty blunt.
Brutally honest. They said the jobs just aren't needed anymore because of digitalization and the increased use of artificial intelligence. It's efficiency gains leading to higher profit targets.
And they're not alone. We've heard similar things from Klarna, Salesforce, Accenture.
It's a pattern. AI is automating those administrative, repetitive, routine tasks. That's where the first wave of impact seems to be landing in many companies.
It's the cost savings argument playing out in real time. The return on that big AI investment is being measured, at least partly, in headcount reduction.
Unfortunately, yes. It makes the initial high cost of AI seem justifiable on the balance sheet.
Okay, so business is getting more efficient, maybe leaner, but that speed brings risks. Regulation has to try and keep pace, right? California just stepped in.
Yeah, landmark move. California passed SB 53, its first major AI safety law.
And what does it force the big players, OpenAI, Google DeepMind, folks like that, to do?
Primarily transparency and whistleblower protection. The big labs have to be open about their safety testing, their protocols. And crucially, it protects employees who raise internal alarms about dangerous models.
Okay, transparency, protection, what else?
It also sets up an official channel to report serious problems, critical safety incidents, directly to the state's Office of Emergency Services.
So a formal way to flag when things go really wrong.
Exactly. And there's one mandate that's pretty unique even compared to the EU AI Act.
Which is?
Companies have to disclose if their model is responsible for deceptive acts or even crimes without a human directly controlling it.
Like an AI launching a cyber attack on its own.
Precisely that kind of scenario.
Yeah.
It forces companies to grapple with the liability of autonomous AI agents. It acknowledges we're potentially past the point where a human is always in the loop.
So they have to build in safeguards and think about liability from the start.
That seems to be the goal, baking oversight into the design.
Okay, that's big picture safety. What about protecting specific users, particularly kids? OpenAI also rolled out parental controls for ChatGPT.
Yes, and this feels overdue, honestly. It comes after that tragic lawsuit involving a teenager who used ChatGPT while exploring suicide methods.
God, that's awful.
It is, and the need is clear. Common Sense Media did a survey. 72% of teens use AI companions, and a third of them rely on these things for emotional support.
A third? Wow. So what can parents actually do now with these controls?
They can link their accounts to their teens, then they get pretty granular control, setting quiet hours when the AI is off limits, disabling voice mode or image generation, turning off the memory feature so chats aren't saved, and opting out of using the data for training.
So real intervention tools.
Yeah.
And are they filtering content too?
Yes, that's the other layer. OpenAI says it will automatically limit certain content for teen accounts, graphic stuff, dangerous viral challenges, sexual or violent roleplay, extreme beauty standards, things like that.
And what about emergencies if the AI detects distress?
If it detects acute distress or potential self-harm, the parent gets notified. And they're apparently working on a process to contact emergency services directly if the danger seems imminent.
Okay, that sounds like a necessary, if difficult, step. Right, so AI is reshaping boardrooms, laws. Let's look at culture. How is it changing what we see, what we wear, fashion?
Ah, the AI runway. Yeah, this is a hot debate right now. Big brands, guess, Forever 21, Levi's, Mango, H&M, they're all experimenting with AI-generated models in their campaigns.
I heard about the Guess ad in Vogue. That felt like a moment, didn't it? Like high faction giving it a nod.
It definitely reignited the discussion. Some
Yeah.
saw it as a stamp of approval. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the business logic is powerful. McKinsey's predicting generative AI could add like 150 to $275 billion to fashion industry profits by 2030.
Billion with a B.
With a B. And look at Zalando, the online retailer. They're already using AI for 70% of their online campaigns.
70%. Wow. What's the big win for them?
Speed. Pure speed. They've cut the time it takes to create a campaign from weeks down to less than a day.
Less than a day.
Yeah. They can react to trends almost instantly. Move at the pace of culture, as they put it.
Incredible speed. But are they saying goodbye to human models and photographers?
Zalando insists AI is a supplement, not a replacement. They stress human involvement is still essential. But, the financial pull towards more AI, more speed, more scale, it's undeniably strong.
Yeah, that tension is clear. Okay, one last area, but it's massive. Sports. Specifically the UEFA Champions League. AI isn't just analyzing the game anymore, is it? It's part of the game.
Totally integrated. We're on match day 2 of the 2025-26 season.
Yeah.
Galatasaray versus Liverpool, Mbappe bagging another hat-trick for Real Madrid, and AI is everywhere.
Okay, give us examples. Officiating.
Semi-automated offside is becoming standard. It uses limb tracking cameras, combines that data with 3D player models. Boom. Faster, more consistent VAR decisions on offsides. Less waiting around, better flow.
Okay, that makes sense. What about the teams? The coaches, the analysts?
They're drowning in data, but AI helps make sense of it. They fuse player tracking data, exactly where everyone is, with models like XG, expected goals, or sequence models.
To do what?
To spot tactical things, like when's the best moment to trigger a press, or analyzing why a certain counterattack worked after the match. It's turning data into tactical insight super fast.
And player health. Protecting those multi-million-dollar assets.
Big time. Think workload dashboards. They combine GPS data from training with data from force plates, other sensors. Machine learning models chew on all that and can actually flag players at higher risk of soft tissue injury, sometimes 48 to 72 hours before a match.
Predictive injury prevention, that's huge.
Vital in elite sports.
Yeah.
And then there's the fan side. You mentioned Mbappe's hat trick.
Yeah, how did that clip show up in my feed almost instantly after Real Madrid won 5-0?
That's the automated pipeline. Computer vision watches the game, identifies key moments, goals, saves, big tackles. Then large language models generate highlights, maybe even in multiple languages, almost immediately.
And it knows I'm a Real Madrid fan or just interested in Mbappe.
Exactly. Real-time recommendation engines personalize your feed. They see what you click on, what you watch, and push relevant clips, your team's goals, that amazing save, the hat trick right to the top. Personalized, instant sports highlights, pure AI.
Okay. So let's try and wrap this up. We've covered a ton today. AI is optimizing, well, everything. The back end, like DeepSeek cutting inference costs. The front end, like shopping in ChatGPT or those Sora feeds.
But it's automating jobs, like at Lufthansa, while simultaneously forcing these big safety and regulatory moves, SB 53 in California, those new parental controls.
The theme really feels like total integration. AI is now foundational to commerce, culture, companies. But let's connect two threads here. Anthropic's model coding for 30 hours straight.
That incredible endurance.
And California's SB 53 demanding companies report when AI does something deceptive on its own.
Right, the autonomous action liability.
So if we put those together, what does it really mean? We talk a lot about AI replacing human labor.
Yeah, the job displacement angle.
But what about the ethics of the software itself? We're building these incredibly powerful autonomous coding agents. Yet society, through laws like SB 53, is demanding we hold those agents accountable, or at least report on their bad behavior.
It creates a fascinating tension, doesn't it? The push for hyper-efficiency through autonomous code generation, right alongside a demand for critical oversight and accountability for that very code's actions.
Is the future of coding efficiency inherently tied to building architectures of oversight into the AI from the start? Can you have one without the other?
That might just be the core question. Can we accelerate development this dramatically without fundamentally rethinking how we ensure the resulting software is safe, ethical, and accountable? That conflict. Yeah, that could define the next decade.